What's your name?
I'm Emily McDuff.
What is your line of work?
I am an energy engineer with AECOM's Power and Energy Group.
What technical expertise do you have?
I studied civil and environmental engineering, but the main chunk of what I do with my time now is I calculate how to make buildings more energy efficient and how to install renewable energy in buildings.
How many years of experience do you have?
Just 3 years.
Education, like what school did you go to? What year did you graduate?
I went to the University of Virginia and I majored in French language and culture and civil engineering.
All right. Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I love speaking French, and I love going to French events in Washington, D.C. I also really enjoy running and yoga, and I'm really involved in my church.
All right. Are you willing to answer questions from students who are participating in the RePicture education program?
Sure.
And do you have a favorite quote or motto?
Yes, this is from Max Ehrmann, from a poem called The Desiderata, which I think was written in like 1932. But the quote is, "You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees or the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not you know it, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should."
Okay. What college classes have you used the most?
I took a really great engineering ethics class when I was in school, called Science, Technology, and Society. And it was how to be a productive writer as an engineer, but also thinking about how everything that we design and develop impacts our society. It was really fascinating.
What skills have been the most important to your career?
I would say communication has been by far the most important. When you think of engineering, you think of math and science and calculations. But at the end of the day, if you can't communicate how your technology is going to work or how your calculation is going to help improve the world, it's really hard to be a successful or productive engineer. So being able to explain in layman terms what we do and work together as a team is super important.
Why did you choose to be an engineer?
I was really interested in Habitat for Humanity when I was in high school, and so I spent a lot of Saturdays helping build houses for underserved families in the community or poorer families in the community. And every house that we built, we learned a new technical skill, like how to do insulation or how to do foundation or roofing. And we got to work alongside the families who would ultimately live in those homes. And as I learned more about building homes, I got really interested in green construction. So how to reuse materials, how to be gentler to the earth as we're building new construction projects or buildings. And that's kind of how I initially got interested in engineering. And I also really loved math in school, so it kind of went hand in hand.
Why do you like your job?
I love getting to creatively think every day and solve problems every day, while also learning tangible skills. Every single week I learn something new.
What does your typical day at work involve?
So I'll typically come in, check my email, catch up with whatever teams that I'm working with, and then half of my day, actually it's kind of broken into thirds. So a third of my time is spent on business development, so fostering relationships with new clients or starting to launch new projects with clients that we already have. Another third is more technical, so I'll do energy savings calculations and really just do math equations to figure out, okay, if we install solar panels on this roof, how much is the client going to save in terms of kilowatt hours of energy consumption savings? How much are they going to save in terms of cost savings? So how many dollars could they spend less if they were having energy produced on site? Calculations like that. And then another third is spent writing, so technical reports, requests for proposals, writing responses for potential new projects. So it's pretty evenly split between business, engineering, and writing.
Okay, what do you want others to know about engineering?
It's a really broad field. So you could do water engineering and calculate floodplains and how water flows from one point to the other and work on climate resiliency. On the other hand, if you're really interested in concrete, you could be a concrete engineer and design the next best building material that we'll use. So no matter your interest or interests, if you have many, you can find a niche within the field of STEM, so science, technology, engineering, and math, that really caters to your interest.
How has your engineering education helped you?
I think it's given me a lot of self-confidence. If you go through engineering classes, whether that be a trade school or a college, you ultimately have to prove yourself, and you have to believe in yourself that you're smart enough to do these really tough calculations and get through these really challenging classes. So just being able to get through it and look behind me and say, wow, I did that. And I was bright enough to power through, or resilient enough to power through the classes, has really given me a lot of confidence.